Yo, welcome to Hype Launch episode 16. Oh man, I'm late because of the holiday and last week and or not even last week. Yeah, just because of the holiday. It was a short week. I was going to do an episode before Thanksgiving, but I was like, you know what, Thanksgiving, I'll enjoy the time with my daughter, with my family, like obviously my daughter, my family, but like, everybody, my two sisters. My youngest sister just had a baby boy in October. Marcus Wilson Gill. That's a cool name. And then my middle sister's daughter Ryan, my daughter Natalie, are really good friends. So that's good. She loves her to death. She's like, "Oh, Natalie, Natalie." But yeah, because of that, I didn't do an episode theoretically last week, and I was gonna like, oh, if I just lump them all together, be fine. So yeah, here we are on episode 16. I hope everyone who had a good Thanksgiving enjoyed it, and people who don't celebrate still had a good time. But yeah, I mean, I had a really good time. My daughter was with her mom in the morning time until the afternoon, and then, like I said, we went to my sister's house, so we got to see more of her family, like her fiance's family. Well, not even. Yeah, I mean, a little bit more of her fiance's family side, because like I think his brother's girlfriend's dad was there, but we got to see his parents, which is always good. They like Natalie and they enjoy seeing her, and they're gonna end up getting married, like probably soon, because I mean they had a baby boy together, and he already proposed before that, so um, that's probably where they're heading in the next year or next couple months. I'm assuming. I don't know exactly when. They haven't told us. I think that's a secret too, just like with their gender reveal, because they didn't know their gender until he was born. So I mean, they're pretty good at keeping secrets. I know I wanted to find out what my child's gender was gonna be like right away, like ASAP. I think we found out in like the like second or third appointment. Once we were able to like actually find out, that's when we found out. And of course, they were like every time you go in, they're like, yeah, still a girl, still a girl, So, but yeah, so episode 16 is gonna be mostly about talking about how like startup brands can kind of be like a very big obstacle for some people, like including myself. I know I'm still learning like how I want to do my designs and how I want things made and how much to actually make. Like if I want to like restock items, pricing wise, trying to be fair. Because I mean, I believe in my heart of heart that my pricing is very equivalent, like is very good for what it is. Because obviously, I'm not hand design, like I'm not hand making everything. Eventually I want to hand make certain things, like my shorts. I want to, but I don't know if I'm going to. I'm probably going to send off like the designs to the manufacturer and then have them make it, but eventually I want to make something of my own. That I know, other than the jewelry, like I said in my previous episodes, I'm gonna be ramping that up soon. But I wanted to talk about brand startups in general, because I on Reddit, I'm in one of the group. It's literally called Streetwear Startup, and the amount of designs I see in the group are cool. Like I've seen ones that are like, wow, I kind of thought I would have done something like that. Because I still have 5 designs that I've never released, and only like probably like less than 10 people have actually seen and have been like, whoa, So like other like the designs you see now, like the bucket hats, like the design on the bucket hat is the overall logo for the brand, but I have like the spiral design, and I have 5 more that I barely talk about that will be released. I was trying to do every 3 months, but it's already been a year, and I've kind of realized that you can't just drop things, because like I think too much, and people are kind of like, oh, okay, that's just. But yeah, I wanted to talk about other like smaller brand startups like myself that I think people, um, I think in general, when you're coming up with your own designs and because not everybody like chooses a fabric and chooses this and that and what goes on it. I think a lot of people have very very good ideas that some people obviously not everyone's gonna like your designs. Like I know some people don't like my designs, which is fine. I accept the feedback and I accept the criticism because that's what's gonna help me make the brand tailored to everybody, whether it's one piece or five pieces. Some people like the spiral design and some people do not. Some people like the colors, but that's why, I've tried to bring in colors on everything I have made or, on top of my designs. And like I pick out the color schemes, I pick out, the fabric, how I want the placement, how I want everything because I can do everything to a certain extent. Like I don't have a manufacturer. I don't have all the supplies to do everything myself. I would love to. That would be amazing. I'm trying to get to that point where like, I have a warehouse where I can go down, do my embroidery, and have everything made like cuz I eventually want to do my own screen printing, picking out my fabrics, making my own fabrics, sewing everything together. Like I have an idea for a new shirt, not even with just the overall logo that I want to do like different fabrics with. Like different ideas that I have that I think would be really cool for like fashion runway type stuff. Um, so it's something I'm kind of like slowly working on. Same thing with the jewelry. Not that I haven't realized how it's gonna be, but I've kind of realized that obviously it's not easy as tying your shoe. It's not something that you can like, cause you can teach someone how to tie their shoe fairly quick, you know. But like this process is gonna take probably a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months to like fully get the whole idea on how to do it and like really hone in the designs and the skill and get everything like ready to be shipped off and make enough and then be able to make more, obviously not go crazy because like I have an idea for a bracelet, I have an idea for a ring, and I have an idea for a necklace. But like I'm not gonna I'm gonna try and do like a kind of like a one size fit all on the bracelet, which I'm trying to learn how to do like the clasping forward because I kind of I get the whole other process of smelting it down, the casting, all that good stuff, and learning how to like work with it and do all that and restart if I need to by melting it back down because it's just gonna be sterling silver, so it'll be easier to work with. And then when I hone in that skill, I want to do like exclusive gold pieces, like very very like one of one, a necklace, a bracelet, and a ring, and you only have for those people who specifically want it, and it be like one of one, one of one, one of one on just those three pieces, and then do like the silver in other pieces and make make like 5 or 10, 50, nothing crazy, because I don't want to like until I get my store. I don't want to have a lot of inventory because like right now in my room I have like I have racks. I have 6 racks. Well, I have 2 racks that have 6 shelves on them because I have my 6 shirts. I have my bucket hats. I have my shorts and my socks like all over them, and and so I can only have so much room until I potentially hopefully get a shop in the future. That's something I'm really striving for. But and right now is not a good time because of everything going up in price. Like land is more valuable than ever right now. Especially in where I live in Sarasota, it's crazy right now. I've seen like 1,000 square feet going for like 3K. Like it's crazy. I can literally rent out a house with that. Like I want obviously I don't want something big. I want something that's like I found one place last year that I almost got, but I ended up fracturing my ankle, so obviously I couldn't go through with it. And then it ended up selling like they ended up leasing it like 3 days later, and it's still there. I've seen it because I was like one day I was driving by. Well, I wasn't driving. I was in the car, and I ended up seeing it, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, like that's crazy." Good thing I didn't go through with it because I wouldn't have been able to do anything because I couldn't walk. Even with my crutches, like it was still a hassle, and it was during the summer. If you've ever had crutches during the summer, yo, my like I would be sweating and like I'd end up getting like chafed because like the rubber or whatever the material of like the actual crutch is on like where your arms sit. Like bro, oh, it was painful. It'd be like I would be like, nope, I'm good, and I would go back inside because it would just be so annoying to actually do it. But you know, I'm glad those people are still there, and I'm glad they were able to to get that leased out. And I think it's a coffee shop or like a food place of some sort because the square feet was only 650. No, it was yeah no it was 650 square feet, and I think like it was gonna come out to be around like $1,000 a month, which I was like, yo, like that's insane. I could totally do that. Cause I mean, I was still like I still sell shoes and I still sell like other stuff, and then I have my brand on top of that. So I was like, yo, like that would have been insane. Have a few shoes, like some other stuff, cause I already had a whole game plan of how I was gonna do everything. But enough of that, cause I could talk about that forever. I had a whole game plan, cause I thought I was gonna be able to lease it. But other than that, I just want to talk about like streetwear brands, like small streetwear brands, starting up, because it goes back to the the Reddit group, and I've seen a bunch of designs that I think are great. Because I'm that are just astounding. Like how people can come up with different ideas, working with however they work it, whoever they work with, it's actually incredible. I saw one that was like a skeleton design, um, and they had like a skeleton laying back, and they had like a skeleton head, and then like it was like it looked like because they had like a chandelier coming down, and it was crazy how they had three different like different designs of that design, like three different like colorways, I should say. One was kind of like there was one that I didn't like that was like ranked 3 out of the one of them. But they also I'm trying to see how I should describe it. Well, like I said, so they had like a skeleton laying like back, like you could see like the whole body of the skeleton like laying backwards, and then they had like the skeleton head off to like the left. The skeleton body was on the right, and then they had like a chandelier coming down, and then they had like a bunch of like cemetery looking other things in like the foreground or the background. Nothing in the foreground, but you could tell like the skeleton because like if you were wearing like 3D glasses, it would have been like popping off the shirt. Um, and they had one that was like obviously the skeleton bones were white, and they had one that was like a negative effect on it. That one was the best one. And yeah, people were like, "Oh, negative, negative." Nah, like it was actually cool. And I was saying to them, my critique on it was I liked the third one, the second one, because it was like more of like a they just made the skeletons pop in the first one because it was negative. So like the background was black and the skeleton. Well, no, the skeletons were they were almost like black because of the negative because they were white, and then like the background was white or black, I should say. Yeah, black. No, they were white. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting how the design was. I'm sorry. I'm a little. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Comments. Let me see. Thoughts on my new. Is it this one? Yep. Okay. So. Okay. This is how it was. So the like negative effect was on a white shirt. Okay. So the negative effect was on a white shirt. Okay. Yeah, so the negative effect was on a white shirt, and the skeleton bones were black. And they also had like red in there that almost looked like yeah, it looked like gory kind of. Like it looked like something gory had happened in there, but like it was just how they made the red pop out. Super sick. Like it was so good. So good. Um that was my favorite design. Another one they had like the same effect but more red, which was really good. But the first design they had was a black shirt, and they should have made like the skeleton bones like more white, like make the skeletons pop off because it was a black shirt. So that was my criticism of it. But other than that, like I liked it. But a lot of people in the Reddit like forum, obviously because like Reddit, is Reddit. But a lot of people just say like, "Oh, trash" or whatever. But they don't really give any like explanation on why they think it's trash, or it's like, "Oh, trash." Like no, bland, boring. And a lot of people start off with graphic designs, like myself, like the words. That was the first drop. I mean, I won't say more about the other ones because, like I said, only like 10 people have actually seen my designs on my other ones. I kind of want to show them off, but I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, if you want to see them, just DM me, on Snapchat or Instagram at Hype Lounge, and maybe I'll show you. Just don't show anyone, or I'll have to chop your legs off. I'll have to chop your legs off. But and I think when people want criticism, I think people should give it in a good way, and obviously not be like, oh, just bland, like just not bland themselves about the criticism. Because like if people are asking for it, they can hopefully accept it. Like I got criticism of mine. I was like, yeah, because I showed off my like photo shoot in the clothes I have. Like I did a photo shoot like a couple months back, and I was showing off. And one person was like, hey, like it was kind of underexposed, this and that. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Um, and so I took it and I was like, yeah, because I used it as a just like my personal Instagram and not my main one. But they gave me a criticism. I said, yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't use them. I didn't show off enough for like the branding of the shirt, and because I didn't have shorts at the time, stuff like that. And I have more stuff now. But again, if you listen to my last podcast, I don't like my shorts. I like them, but like I should have done more research into them, and I should have just gone with. Well, I won't say what I should have gone with because I'm gonna end up doing it. But you'll see. If you like my brand, check it out, check it out, check it out. So, and another thing, like about startup brands, I think people get too. I think sometimes myself included, I get too worried about what people are gonna like and not like, even though I like it. And I shouldn't worry too much because someone's gonna end up liking it, and obviously somebody's not gonna end up liking it, which is fine. Everyone's open to their opinion, and that's great. It actually gives me more range of what I should do next or how I should proceed with things. Like I said, like probably like 10 minutes ago, I want someone to like, if someone likes one piece and not the others, that's fine. They like something, and they may like it so much they tell other people. And that's what I want. I want the brand to be exposed to criticism, and then people choose their own opinions on the brand themselves. Like they make their own decision of the brand. I don't want to like shove it in people's face and be like, you need to like my stuff. Like, no, obviously that's not how any fashion works ever. There are a lot of things I like in fashion that people do not like. Like I like foam runners. 99% of the people that have seen me in foam runners are like, what are you wearing? Why are you wearing those? I'm like, I like them. I wish Kanye would have made a purple foam runner, and I'd be on my feet every single day, or a purple slide. Like, bro, I'm gonna have to be a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Like, catch the wave, be on the wave, or drown. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. But to talk about other brands, I think is great in a way that helps that designer and helps that person who's creating their own brand. And, I wish people would, tell me like, hey, I don't like this, but I like this. And I'm fine with that. I would love somebody to do that. Or people in general, like DM me, be like, hey, I didn't like this shirt. Okay, what can I do to make it better, in the future? What can I do like with what I have? And so I've been doing that more recently on the Reddit group. Like I've been, people have been asking for criticism, or I'll be like, I like this, but I didn't like this part, but I like this. And I keep saying it, but I think that's such a great way for people to get more creative. And I hope people don't take it to heart, because obviously it's not a bad thing. It's always a good thing when someone can be like, hey, I like this, but don't like this, change this up. And I think you have a home run. I've seen some crazy stuff. Like someone went to their manufacturer, right? And they wanted two different like hoodie jackets, I should say. Like they weren't exactly like a hoodie, but they were a jacket with a hood. I don't know how to exactly say it, but yeah. So they wanted two different. We'll just call them jackets. Well, no, we'll call them hoodies. We'll call them hoodies. Just don't think of cotton. Like it wasn't a cotton hoodie or anything like that. It was a hoodie. Um, they wanted two different like pieces of clothing, like made. So one was like a fleece fabric, and then one was a waterproof fabric, like a waterproof outside like lining to it. And the manufacturer actually made like I think they got like confused or something like that because I ended up talking to the guy. I'm like, how did you make this? Like, how did you come up with this idea? And he's like, well, my manufacturer was supposed to do this. And I'm like, yo, word. So we talked for about like probably like a day or so about it, and we were going back and forth because I really liked the idea. Like the idea was super cool. So the manufacturer ended up combining both ideas and made a reversible jacket, like reversible hoodie. So like so one side obviously the inside was fleece and the outside was a waterproof, or you can go back and forth. And I was like, yo, that's actually crazy. And it was a nice color. I think it was like a baby blue. It wasn't exactly a sky blue, but it was more of like that baby blue, like on that fleece. It came out so good. And it ended up like he ended up selling like 25 of them or something like that. I'm like, yo, that's actually insane. Um, and then I've seen somebody made a really cool pair of pants that was like a seaweed green almost, and they end up being really cool. And it's actually crazy to me how a lot of people make things by hand. Like somebody was making, today, somebody was making bucket hats, and like they hand sewed the entire thing, and you could see because you can see when people make hand things like without machinery, like he sewed everything, like he had everything like on there, like it was crazy. And he made, I want to say like three designs of bucket hats, like all different colors, like the threading, everything hand sewn. I'm like, yo, that's actually wild. It's so crazy when people like he actually like hand sewn everything. I'm like, yo, that's wild. But yeah, if you guys want to take a look at it, it's called Streetwear Startup on Reddit. And people showcase, they they ask questions, they show off, like they get like the design feedback. You can see other people's websites. I see like I just said, I see cool stuff all the time. Um, Whoa, somebody's doing. Oh, somebody I'm looking at the Reddit right now. Somebody's dropping a skate deck and a knit sweater vest tomorrow. That's actually fire. Like people just come up with like some of the craziest ideas. It's wild. But yeah, if you want to get a chance of like some upcoming brands or like brands in general that as I'm always saying, I'm trying to get people off that mainstream. I want people to wear whatever they want, but like, some people, need to expand their creativity in clothing, I'm one of those people. For the longest time, all I wore was black. Like now you see me, I'm wearing blue, I'm wearing white. Well, I used to wear a lot of black and white, like together, all together, whatever. But like now I'm wearing red. Even though purple is my favorite color, I never wore anything purple. I think I had one shirt that I wore like maybe a handful of times, but like now you'll see me in purple, yellow, blue, red. I don't even know. Like now I'm wearing bright yellow shorts with like pink writing on it. Like I'm getting out there now. You always see me in like the foam runners, or you see me in my dunks, my dirty dunks, and then my slides. Like I've never been a person to like kind of get out of my clothing like zone, but now like being a brand owner and seeing all these ideas, like yo, I need some more drip in my life. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my own brand. Like sheesh. But yeah, like I said, Streetwear Startup on Reddit. If you want to check out, like if you're into fashion, if if you want to start your own brand, or if you want to do anything, honestly, I think that's a good place to start. Um, Sometimes pieces don't get any like anything at all, or like you'll get one or two. Like I said, some people don't really put too much effort into criticism, but some people do. I'm starting to be one of those people that have put more effort into how to respond so people can adjust and make their brand better. You know, Obviously not tell them what to do, but give them a little push in a good direction. And just being honest, and that'll help anyone, honestly. Being honest will honestly help anyone every time. But yeah, so like I said, if you're into that, check it out. Just make an account. You don't even have to just upvote or say, oh, this is cool. They're asking for criticism. Give it. Say what you think. But just, obviously, just don't be like super rude about it. But give some good credit. Give some good pointers. Give from a consumer's aspect, where like you don't some brands like mainstream brands like big brands. Some brands, enough people you have like they'll change, but a lot of times, they're not listening too hard if it's like, 5 people, 10 people, but like, thousands, of course, they're going to be like, hey, we should switch up this and change it with that. But, a startup brand, 99% of the time will listen to, to their friends, to anyone who will, give criticism out. I know I do. And that's how my bucket hats came to be. Like people were like, "Hey, bucket hats, bucket hats, bucket hats," And I've sold a fair bit. Obviously I want to sell them all. So if someone wants to buy my bucket hats, then let me know. Give you a good deal on all of them. But like, I honestly love when people criticize. It's great. I think it just opens up creativity to a whole new level, and people honestly should be more open to receiving and giving criticism when it's a good, like in a good way. Obviously, don't you can there's a way to say things in a way that isn't like disrespectful. It's respectful criticism. Obviously you don't want to just be like, oh, that's garbage, and not give a reason why, or like what you think about it. Just give a little bit more effort. And hopefully people are receptive. I know not everyone can be, just of, but be receptive. Anyway, I also want to talk about my brand a little bit more. So, like I was saying earlier, I will be working on the jewelry in the coming weeks. I already have a list of what I need. I've been doing a lot of research. Like I've spent probably like 15 hours worth of videos, like rewatching videos, writing things down, doing things to hopefully start soon. And yeah, I'm just trying to learn a craft that I've never done in my entire life. Which I think is so cool, cuz obviously, I've never wanted to do any of that before, but when you're trying to be more creative and bring things up and do new things, that's what you have to do. You have to research, learn about it and see how other people do things. Like YouTube is incredible. It's actually like some videos obviously aren't that good, but there's reasons why, but you always see it in the comment section, so I don't have to like go in and write the same things they wrote. But some people are like, hey, you didn't, explain this more, blah, blah. And some people are really good with that. Again, it's all about good criticism, good feedback. But yeah, I've watched countless hours. I've been watching. I'm gonna start watching things on TikTok and hopefully trying to reach out to people who are in that space that I'm trying to get into for the brand. And I think that'll really separate the brand more, other than just clothing. Because I eventually want to make my own duffel bags, shoulder bags, and like I have a shoulder bag that I can get. Like I can source out the shoulder bag and then have them embroidered, but I don't know. I kind of want to take it like a step further and actually like make my own, maybe, and we'll see about that. I don't know yet. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and not too much, other than another episode will be coming out next week. I won't be doing the 2 week long escapade because of the holiday. I mean, probably the next time I may not do a video would be around. No, not even. I'll be able to do one before Christmas and then couple days after Christmas. Because I mean, 24th, 25th. Yeah, I'll do one the week before, and then I'll do one the week of. And then January's my birthday, so I might do, yeah. All right, yeah, so here we are, But yeah, if you want to like reach out, if you want to like, talk about things, you want to, you have a brand you want to talk about, or if you have an idea you want to talk about, reach out. I love hearing people's ideas. I think that is so cool when people want to do their own, their own things, creativity wise, and honestly anything wise. I think that is something that is amazing when people were like, hey, I listened to this and I wanted to start doing this. Pick my brain. I am no like expert, and I don't claim to be an expert at all. I just did something and it's worked out in a way that has kind of like, changed life, I guess. Obviously, I'm not rich, but, well, I'm poor. I'm poor. Oh, is she awake? Oh, okay. Well, I just did an episode while my daughter was sleeping, so that'll wrap it up. Thank you for everyone who listened. This is Hype Lounge, episode 16. Thank you so much. And, hit that follow button, hit that like button, reach out. Let me know what you think of the other episodes. Let me know what kind of topic you want to hear about, like in the fashion world at all, and I will do my research and I will bring it to you. Boys and girls, thank you. Peace. Episode 16, baby.